Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldsen of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard, but come on, you can do it, you know, just do your best. Because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.
meters to go. It's stretched out. Everyone is still in this group. Pat Shaw is heading up the front now. 7 watts. He's popping an early power up. He has got the legs. He's feeling good. And he is going with about 500 meters to go. Pat Shaw, 13 watts per kilo. Aero power up being popped. He's got to keep behind Anthony Vegan Porsche, Uckerby, and everyone else. Can he do it? Here goes Pat Shaw, but we're looking further behind. The pace is through the roof. Here comes Aaron Dunn on the right side. He's got 3 seconds up to Pat Shaw, but Pat Shaw is nearing that finish line. But as we look over the shoulders, the riders are coming back. It's going to be on the line, as it's going to be Pat Shaw taking it. Woo. Pat Shaw, where's his wheels? Aaron Dunn.
Nice work. Nice work there, Paddy. So
good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the KISS Europe race out on Zwift. We've got some crazy, fast, awesome racing about to take place, and it looks like the A's are heading out onto the reverse hilly Watopia right now for 36 kilometers, 22.6 miles out on that course. We will be covering the B race as well immediately after. They are sitting in the start pens. I can actually give you guys a quick little view of the start pens for the B race as they're getting warmed up on their trainers. We have about 60 riders, it looks like, actually, in the B category, getting ready to go in about 1:50. So we'll be covering the B race as well as a little bit of chatter going in there. Go Team PTZ. I'm live on YouTube. Welcome, Glenn. I love you all. Have a nice ride. Love to see the camaraderie there for sure. But the A riders have gotten out on course. Real quick, I just want to talk about, though, what is going on in front of you. This is KISS Racing, a community organized race out on Zwift. The rules for the race, as these riders do head into the SEs on the reverse Watopia, our power-ups are allowed at any time in this game, a massive multiplayer online cycling game where people actually pedal real bicycles to power these avatars forward, with the power in the upper left-hand corner being shown to you there. Whenever you select any of these riders, they're all seeing that power in front of them in order to push them themselves forward. But in this community organized event, this race, it is has some rules that have been set up by the organizer, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid racing. So essentially, anything that's available to anyone in game is available to be used, right? And so they went ahead and kept the power-ups turned on. The event is set up so that you can use power-ups. You actually just did see a rider using, it looked like maybe in a little bit of struggle to hang with the riders here. Yes, you do see an arrow power-up being thrown down there, as well as a feather power-up. The assumption being, using that so incredibly early, actually, I would assume that perhaps these riders are struggling a little bit, or this is an attack at a very early time, actually, coming from Casson. Nope, not Casson. Who's off the front here? It would be, oh, no. We got stuck back in the... And now we are back with the B riders. I guess that's okay. We can watch their start, and they will get us back up toward the front of the race. And they're taking off now. But up toward the front of the... race there, you saw that arrow power up being thrown down, and that was reducing the drag on the rider there by it was I'm not sure how much, but a significant enough amount that the speed increases a ton by the riders. One of the strongest power-ups in the game. We do see a bunch of drafting power-ups being blown here real quickly to hang on at the front end of this B category race. I think these A's will be able to pull us forward far enough to grab back onto the back of the A category in just a moment on this feed here. So hopefully we can grab that for you. We also do have some C category riders about to take off. We do have, it does look pretty, got a little bit of a late start in the B category. There are some falling off the back already with S. Pratt and a few others. I think Pratt actually just recently got an upgrade to the B category, as we saw on the London course just a little while ago, a few days ago. So back with the A's, though. Here we go. The B's did go forward far enough to help us out here and get us back in with the A category ragers. We do ragers out on course here. Hodge is here from the KRT team with Augustine as well from Innovation. Looks like Hodges might be just sitting on the back here. He might be having an easy day as he's allowing a little bit of a gap to go. ODZ here, 8 meters is the difference between Hodges there and the rest of the Broom Wagon. 7.3 watts per kilogram real quick. Actually, he does want to hang on with these boys and girls. I want to say welcome to everybody over at Mixer. I know there is a huge contingency of what looks to be new viewers over at the Mixer channel, so it's good to see all you guys over there. For sure. If you are unfamiliar with Zwift, we have the chat open and welcome any questions or comments to the broadcast today of the KISS race. So up toward the front here, we do have MD from BRT as well as it looks like D. Hassan, a large group actually here. Fleetwood from Vision Cycling. We've got David Allenby, one of the most successful riders out on Zwift by far. With a little bit of controversy around him, but definitely one of the most successful out on course for sure. Webb is there as well from Vision Cycling, it looks like, and Felix Hemsley. Looks like Vision is actually out in force as well as Innovation, so definitely a couple of the teams to be watching out for. I'm not seeing Team Experimental in here, so we're going to change up the reaction polls here real quick. We do have reaction polls over at actually we've got Rogers and Carol, it looks like, hanging out in the Mixer channel, so it looks like they can answer you guys a ton of questions for you guys if you have them. They're complete experts on all things Zwift. But we do have reaction polls over at Zwift's Facebook as well, and so if you would like to vote for the team that you think is going to win today, I'm going to go ahead and change this up real quick because we have Experimental in there. Team X, who does Team Experimental have in here that might be able to take the W? I think I'm going to throw in Bolt Racing Team, actually, BRT here, as I think Bolt Racing Team will have the next up highest ability maybe to take the W today. So Bolt Racing Team, let's go ahead and bring that in here. And so you can go ahead and react over at Zwift's Facebook, actually, if you are viewing over there, and vote for the team that you think is going to take the win. I think amongst the riders here, Innovation, Vision Cycling, and Bolt Racing, probably the strongest showing up at the moment. Adam Webb being a favorite, I would think. Bolt Racing, MD is always a super strong rider. Bolt Racing's almost always got a rider in the break. Innovation as well has been winning a lot of races as of recently. Actually, Tim Cartwright is in here. I might have to remove the Bolt Racing team from there. Maybe Vision Cycling. I'm not sure. I didn't notice that Tim was in here, guys. And now the race is for second place. So just so you guys know, one of the most successful rider out on Zwift, almost hands down, is Mr. Tim Cartwright. He won the CVR World Cup over in London, the live racing event that we had with the CVR guys putting the sport in esport. And Cartwright here, 7.8 watts per kilogram, 173 beats per minute, looking to hang on. Webb with an early attack here, but with Cartwright in here, did not notice that. I think we got to throw KISS Racing Team on to the reaction polls for sure. And Rogers is even getting on me about that. I can see that over there with knowing that Tim is in the race today. He's over at Mixer giving me a little bit of ribbon on missing that one. So looks like we've got Richardson here, Gavin Richardson, trying to close that gap down to another Innovation boy, E. Gurney, who is almost caught back up to Webb on the reverse Watopia climb here. So if you're unfamiliar with the climbs and the course here that is happening, the reverse Watopia has the Essies up front. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner, you can always see the course profile that you're currently on out on Zwift. They started with this orange banner. That is the start-finish line. You can see all the other riders out on course there making their way through the Essies here. That's that series of punchy little climbs that you saw right from the get-go. They went through that sprint banner, and then they were heading up right now, the reverse Watopia, the main point of interest, the main point out on course, where the riders will try and break things apart as a 4-minute climb. And you know, when gravity gets involved, that's when the breaks can be made. That's when you can make it difficult on everybody. So because drafting does exist in this game, the riders are definitely looking for a wheel to hang on to and make it easier. But as soon as you start heading uphill, the draft doesn't matter nearly as much. Now the South African W. Hans here on the front, 185 beats per minute. That's a real heart rate there in the upper left-hand corner. He is absolutely demolishing himself to try and hold on to this 2-second gap. But, you know, the initial attack from Webb here, I'm not sure it's going to be panning out, as it's been quite an amazing effort so far, but 2-second difference now. I'm not sure that this is going to happen. There's a large pack now, as we could see from the helicopter view, chasing these boys down. I think it's going to be Grupo Compacto again. And Tim Cartwright playing his card smart, maybe, knowing that that wasn't going to go anywhere, as Gavin Arbor here as well. Hopefully he's just sticking right at 305 watts. I'm told he likes to stay steady tempo. I'm not sure that's going to work out to him today at 350 now, up and over the top of this Watopia climb. Solid effort here from Gavin Arbor. MD here from the BRT, 171 beats per minute. Allenby now sitting in, just waiting for the moment to pounce, I would think, for Allenby. Solid effort from him, 86 watts. What's going on? 242, really able to rest up and over the top of the climb here. One last little attack, probably trying to grab that KOM jersey. On the left-hand side, you can see a 3:36 is the time coming from Mechlik here out of, come on, Nathan, we're Czech Republic, I believe. And 3:36 here, solid effort coming from him. Vegan Porsche with Adam Webb following up very closely. Nobody breaking anybody off just yet. If we move our way all the way to the back, we can see maybe Van Nieuwenhof here, maybe in a little bit of trouble out of Belgium. Jay Lecoq then right along with Olsen, trying to chase that down. This is actually a very dangerous place to be in, because if a pack gets away from you on a downhill, the gap can open up very quickly. They might not want to burn too many matches, though, to bring it back, unless there's attacks going on at the front, because as soon as it flattens out, they'll be able to work together and pull this back in. Really, the panic is what can cause you to be completely dropped by seeing those seconds go out. Trying to close the gap on a group on a downhill is almost impossible. Once it flattens out and they start working together, they may be able to bring it back a lot easier. 5.4 watts per kilogram here now coming from Nieuwenhof. Now moving forward, though it's out to 7 seconds. Going to be difficult here. Zaza from Innovation Cartwright. Man, this is some serious firepower out here today in the KISS Europe race for sure. We are seeing, I think we do have a visitor here jumping in with us from the ECRIT casting. I believe we have Mr. Jesper Anker joining us in order to talk a little bit about what's been going on with the ECRIT. And that guy, he's been covering the ECRIT East and West, but I want to leave it up to Mr. Jesper here to give you guys an idea of what it's been all about. I'm going to give your audio a go here, Jesper, and then I'll go ahead and bring you on video. Jesper, can you hear me okay? Are you there, buddy? Let's see if I can get Jesper's mic to come through. Jesper, one more time.
No,
Yep, there we go. I gotcha.
No.
You can't hear me, but I'm going to bring in Jesper here, and he can. There he is. There's Jesper Anker.
Nothing
now you
so
should
far.
be able to hear me.
I cannot hear you on my end.
He is live to the rest of the world, and
so I can hear you through the Facebook broadcast, but not through through our program.
You're not hearing me through the. That's interesting.
Hey guys.
There he is. There's Jesper.
This is.
How's it going,
I
Jesper?
can't hear you, Nathan. Sorry,
I
cannot
can hear you.
Hear you right now. You're not coming through my ear.
Oh, not good, not good. I'm not coming through your ear. It should be going right on through. It's probably the audio device, maybe, that you're using over at the call, which is interesting. But I should be coming through just fine, like any other racing whatsoever. But Jesper, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about what it is with this ECRIT series? That'd probably be the best thing to do right now.
Backs it off, sits in that slipstream. Looks like we've got Dunn and Ockerby here in together. So I reckon there's going to be a bit of shake and bake here.
See if we can get him to go ahead.
So every Tuesday we're covering something called the Australian ECRIT powered by KISS right here on the Zwift Facebook page. We're trying to find the strongest, the best, the smartest Australian racer down under, and we're doing that right here on Zwift. We're doing crit racing, meaning short, fast races where guys like Troy Herfoss, Drew Ginn, we've got Cameron Roberts, Aaron Dunn, Anthony Vegan Porsche, who's racing KISS Europe tonight. They're battling it out for, you know, a place in a live finale in Melbourne in late September. So they've been racing since the beginning of April, and they're going to be racing to the middle of September, and they're going to accumulate points in that time gap, and then whoever has the most points come the end of that race series gets an invite to race at a live finale somewhere in Melbourne. So Do you have what it takes to be the strongest and smartest and fastest Australian racer? Sign up for the ECRIT every Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock local time Sydney and 7 o'clock local time Perth. So 2 races, East and West, strongest riders from each category go towards a live e-racing finale, the first of its kind here on Zwift. Over to you, Nathan.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jesper. Really appreciate you bringing that in. Very, very much appreciated. So make sure to check that out. If you're in the Land Down Under or anything like that, that is the place to be racing right now. Fighting for that live event in the ECRIT series. Thanks a lot, Jesper, for coming in, giving us an update on what is going on with the ECRIT. If you'd like to bring in any more information on that, Jesper, and we can get my audio coming over to you, you can do so. Let me just know if you start hearing me at any point, and we can have a little chat about who's winning and who is leading in all the different series standings with the ECRIT. As things have calmed down, calmed down a little bit for a while, though, at the front end of this race with the KISS race, we do have, it's still a Grupo Compacto with W. Hans, C. Orgo, as well as Adam Webb there up toward the front. Does look like it's kind of spread out, though, a little bit through the SCs this last time. It was a much larger group, so it doesn't look like those boys who were chasing were able to bring it back in. It quickly went out to 54 seconds. Jay Olsen now off the back, though, through the SCs this last time. It looks like about 50 seconds back or so from this lead group. So it is going to be Cartwright, Anthony Vegan Porsche's there, David Allenby, as well as looks like Adam Webb, C. Loke, then the BRT rider there, MD, always one to be watching out for. Gavin Richardson, Zaza, is he still in here from Innovation? Always one of the strong riders to be watching out. Hans is there as well. So it's going to be Innovation, BRT, KRT, as well as Vision Cycling, all battling it out at the front end of this race. TKBE is in there definitely as well. So it's going to be a crazy battle between these 4 race teams for sure, all the way to the line here. I am going to go ahead and check out Mixer here, see if we've got any questions coming through. Fall Actor, a lot more guys here than in Twitch. What's going on, Fall Actor? Good to see you for sure over at the broadcast. And I think it's probably because we're front page over at Mixer, as well as over on Zwift's Facebook right now. We do have the social media integrations going on. If you want to tweet out at us any questions, comments, or anything like that, I am seeing Team TFC hanging out over at Twitter. It looks like throwing a tweet at us. And this is a quick little example of how you can give us a shout out, as well as give us a pick or any kind of setup that you have going on with Zwift. You can shoot at us through our social media integrations, as well as over on Zwift's Facebook. We can bring them in. Normally our riders rest for tomorrow's Primal Europe TFCS race. However, we have Neil Ward and Carissa Min racing tonight. We got to go tell Carissa to settle down for sure. I'm going to have to find her out on course. Always good to see Carissa racing. I'm assuming she's going to be in the C category today. We'll definitely have to check that out and see if we can find her out on course to give her some ride-ons. I'm going to open up zwiftpower.com. You guys, if you haven't checked out it already, zwiftpower.com is a community resource as well that you can use to follow all of the races and events that are going on. You can actually follow them live with live updates of all the metrics of the riders as these riders are heading into the climb here. We're going to go ahead and see how things have been panning out live so far. It does look like amongst the lead group, it was a 36-second gap last time with 15 riders. 15 riders in this lead group carrying Vegan Porsche, David Allenby, Gavin Richardson, Tim Cartwright, Gavin Arbor. Oh my goodness, so many strong riders. Webb, Hans, Orgel, Loke from Vision Cycling, Nieuwenhout. This is actually... it's anybody's game at this point. That is so much firepower out on course right now. If we look at the past results for all these riders, Cartwright, a win, a third. BRT rider here, a win. We've seen from him a first and a second for Webb, a first and a first from Casson, first, second, and third from Loke from Innovation. Nieuwenhoven as well with a win as well in the last couple of weeks here. 2 third places for Gavin Richardson. I mean, this is definitely a super, super intensely strong group here right now. Vegan Porsche with a second place, a fifth place. Allenby there as well with a second place. So as they head into this climb. This is going to be the next time for the deciding moments. We're seeing from Innovation now, see Loke trying to kick it with that feather power up, reducing his weight down by a full watt per kilogram with that feather power up right now, 7.4 watts per kilogram. It looks like here. Webb's there as well, 8.2 watts per kilogram, following very closely now. Richardson, 7.4, almost able to hang on. This may be the moment of truth for the riders out here. Cartwright may be seeing that this is one of those moments, kicking into 10 watts per kilogram, 700 watts there from Cartwright, 177 beats per minute, gets right on terms, and he's going to go flying right on by with that kind of kick. He's not waiting up for anybody. Now Webb seeing the threat there from Cartwright, this is a rider who can TT away from the rest of the field if he wants to do so, and he gets enough of a gap. Webb seeing the threat, kicks it as well into that 10 watts per kilogram, throws down that arrow power up, and this may be a Webb Cartwright off the front duo working together to try and take the W. He's going to go flying right on by Cartwright. Cartwright's going to jump on, it looks like here. Still 179 though, not a lot of beats to work with in the pain cave as Webb goes flying by. Now we do see Innovation now trying to close things down. They got a lot of strong riders in here with Innovation right now, and they're going to throw 3 on the front. 5.2 watts per kilogram steady at the front here with high speeds. Now right into about, we're seeing, let's see, 5.4 watts per kilogram, 34 miles per hour. Loke there as well, right on the wheel. And it looks like with 3 seconds though, Cartwright and Webb may be trying to put some more pressure on and keep this gap. Now another kick though, 6.1 coming from Gavin Richardson now. Now we do have Allenby making his way to the front, and Allenby always one to be watching out for. I think he's just sitting in and watching at this point, making sure that nothing's going too far out for him to be able to close it down. Definitely sitting in, I think, Allenby, just waiting for his moment to pounce. Good to see Green Facey Melo. This is Zwift. Yeah, thanks so much, Rogers, for the explanation over at the Mixer page. Really appreciate that very much. So, Cartwright now, 5.7 sitting on the back here. Casson now, this is going to be the chase group. They're not going to see the front again, I don't think. Did Webb have a dropout, though? They might be able to see the front because Webb's going to get with Vegan maybe at this point, Porsche out of Australia, and be able to bring these riders right on back. He's going to slow down just a little bit and then maybe ramp it up into the 5 watts per kilogram, 6 watts per kilogram is what they're going to need to close this down because it's 13 seconds to the front. Cartwright here now as well as off the back. Was there a counter attack is the question, because that attack up and over the top of this climb might have been too much for the 2 heavy hitters, and now there may be a changing of the guard at the front end of these Zwift races with Gavin Richardson and Palmberg now out of Norway hammering away up into 7 watts per kilogram, 171 beats per minute. So Cartwright now kicking one last time, knowing on the downhill the most dangerous place to be off the back. The 2 Vision boys now setting the tempo in the chase group up in the 7 watts per kilogram, 30 miles per hour. Webb's going to have to take the pole in the downhill though, knowing that Vegan Porsche is a super light climber, but he's not going to have the speed on the downhill. Up in the 7.8 watts per kilogram. Vegan's now got that drafting power up, and there's an arrow power up coming from Arbor behind him. Will they be able to hold on to Webb's wheel? It's 17 seconds though with 2 laps to go. This is going to be a story to tell now, because this is going to be a chase for full on 2 laps. Some of the strongest riders in game have been dropped off, and it's 19 seconds out. Allenby seeing the threat gone off the back now, 6 watts per kilogram, and kicking it and getting a gap of his own to walk away from the rest of the riders now. This is absolutely insane. Waters Bazookas go left and right here. Look, Palmberg now trying to chase back, it looks like, Allenby. And now we do have Van Nieuwenhove as well. It looks like Vegan right along with Webb, and a few others now are joining in. Gavin Arbor, actually. Let's see if you can set it steady. 305 watts, Gavin. Let's go, buddy. And now here we go with Webb, 6.2 watts per kilogram. Maybe seeing that the other riders are unable to work hard enough with him. Drop them right on off. There's a full-on 17 meters between him and the others now. 13 seconds is the difference now. Webb's going to have to kick into 6 to 7 watts per kilogram all the way until he hits that back wheel. And now up the front, are we letting up for Webb? Cartwright is wondering. I don't think so. I think they're going to keep on pushing the pace. I have a feeling that they might not have anything left in the legs, and also they might think he's just gone at this point. And looking around, at each other saying who's going to take the win. Now, this is what happens a lot of times. As soon as it stops going uphill and people have a lot more advantage on a flatter section of the course, a lot of times they start looking at each other and just wanting to sit in and get the draft on each other. We are seeing he can catch there from Gavin Richardson, so they really should be. I hear he only has to pedal one. Oh, Allenby. Shots fired coming from Allenby here. Now we do have as well see Loke as well as Palmberg, and then Richardson right along with Gurney. Allenby now trying to close things down with Webb. I think Allenby's having a couple of dropouts though, and looks like he may also be having a technical issue as Webb's trying to close things down still. Crazy RPMs there coming from Webb though. Cartwright holding it up a little bit, maybe just waiting for Webb and going to go right along with him. Interesting that Cartwright wants to race Webb rather than these other boys up toward the front, or maybe just being polite and allowing Webb to come right on back. Only 163 beats per minute though. Webb, that was a crazy effort, man. What is the max heart rate for Webb? That'll be the question, I think, at out here on course here. Richardson now trying to close, trying to keep these riders from getting back on turns, but it looks like with only 5 seconds and Cartwright with him, it will be closed down, I would assume. We do have, it looks like the B race as well, heating up here, going up and over the top of the climb. They started about 2 minutes after these racers. I am seeing BJ Alfonso, it looks like, in the main chase group amongst the B riders. G Moore as well as Nacio Mento is in there as well. I am seeing Termont for Vision Cycling Innovations there with the Bacon Man. Good to see him out there racing. Up toward the front, it will be A. Hinton. He is racing Bs. That's interesting. I thought he was maybe an A racer, but he's putting out a solid 4.1 watts per kilogram. I have to double check here really quickly, but we're back with the B riders here as they make their way up and over the top of the reverse Watopia climb for their efforts here. And it looks like Hinton right along with Taj, about 1 second off the back. Hinton able to get a little bit of a gap coming out of New Zealand. I'm going to double check the race results and see where Hinton's at for his efforts so far, if he's up and over the top of the category limits. He is sitting right on 4 watts per kilogram, but everybody's kind of right on that edge at the upper end of the B category. We'll have to see if they do that for the duration of the race. 4.3 coming from Sorensen there out of Denmark, who's chasing them down. He's going to be getting an upgrade, I think, with 4.3 for the duration so far. We also Jay Rich up in the 4.1. This has been a stupid fast race for the B category riders, actually. A Taj here coming from Vision Cycling with Termont as well, just a little ways back, about 2 seconds or so. Looks like they're sitting pretty within category limits. Now, when I say category limits, a few boys might be like, what are you talking about? Well, there are different categories so that riders can ride against their ability level out on Zwift. As you can see, Inton popping that arrow power up. He probably just grabbed up and over the top of the climb there. There's a chase group behind him. But these B riders are going to be able to put out about 3.2 to 4.0 watts per kilogram for the duration of the race, or for their FTP, actually, is what it's supposed to be. So 4.0 or higher is the B for the A riders. The B riders is 3.2 to 4.0 watts per kilogram of body weight that they have. And FTP in a ratio like that is the best way to know about how fast somebody is and how fit they are to race out on Zwift. The C category riders, you can see there's a C category rider here. There are a C category that was separated out from the Bs as well as the Ds. That's so that everybody is just racing against their category. That's why they have this ability to start these events separate from each other out on course here, so that people don't jump in with the A's and then get a draft them an advantage with A category riders. Sometimes we do have mass starts and they all just kind of let it go together. This KISS race has been set up so that there is separation right from the get-go, so nobody gets an advantage by drafting on other categories. So Hamilton here, Taj, White, Jay Rich, as well as it looks like, and Fagerlund there as well. Jay White there coming out of Australia. We've got Rich Curtin, Taj from Vision. We've also got the KRT there represented with Jay Rich. We do have Barroso from the PTZ team able to make it in there, and then it will be Timothy Termont, 14 seconds off the back. We'll give him a ride on for some encouragement to try and get back at the front end of this group. But I think he's absolutely gone at this point. It's a minute 3 between him and the other riders at at this point. So with a minute 3 to or so, I have a feeling he will be able to hold off Borsting, perhaps, as long as he keeps it steady at the front end of the race here. What's going on, Half Goldfish? Good to see you. So I am not playing the game. We are commentating on a race actually called Zwift, Half Goldfish. I can see your comment over at Mixer. And there are a couple different categories going on here. Zwift is a massive multiplayer online game where riders are actually controlling these avatars with actual power being put into actual pedals right now in order to push these avatars forward at 27 miles per hour right now, and they're about a 2.5 laps into a 4-lap race out on Watopia, the virtual world of Watopia right now. There are actually a few different worlds. If you're unfamiliar with Zwift, that's something else you probably want to know. You've seen a couple of races on the front Mixer page on the Watopia course, but there's also the London course. Box Hill is definitely one of the main attractions out there, as well as the classic course where you can ride around downtown London. They also have a Richmond Worlds course from back in 2015. They loaded up the Worlds course for 2015 actually, and the road race / TT Worlds course for the UCI. Really cool course actually. Well, I think it's a really cool course. They've brought it down to about 1 time a month, but it's got some extreme punchers at the end of. It's a good racing course actually. It's probably why I like it, because it's great for racing. And so we're seeing this is Zwift only channel. Truck is saying, Rogers, do you play? Well, they can chat about that though. No worries there. I enjoy any of those other games, and comparing it to other games is kind of cool as well. Farm Simulator 17. They're asking if Rogers plays that. I think Rogers is really focused on getting his FTP higher. Perhaps we'll have to see if he does play Farm Simulator maybe while riding Zwift. We'll see if that's something that Rogers is up to, if he can give us an answer there. Richardson here right along at the front. It looks like it's a little bit more Grupo Compacto now. Nobody really making any attacks. I think the attacks on that last lap really put the hurt in the legs. I'm not sure we're going to see too much. Do we have a feather power up? Why not use it? It looks like is what C. Loke is thinking at this point, as they're coming by a few of the C and the D riders for the lap now. And with that feather power up, he's going to go ahead and take a risk, and it looks like Webb's able to follow with Richardson. Cartwright's there as well, following very closely. He's going to have to put it into 180 beats per minute, though, so this is another serious attack. We thought it was just going to be Grupo Compacto, but it looks like there's boys falling off like flies. Richardson just trying to hang on. He's in the hurt locker at this point for sure, using that drafting power up. Goes right on by Webb, though, off the front there with C. Loke. I don't think Gavin Richardson's going to chase his teammate down. Gurney looks like he is motivated to do so, though, at 176 beats per minute. That's an interesting move coming from him up and over the top of this reverse Watopia climb. That is a crazy RPMs there coming from that innovation boy. Webb there as well, 3.2 watts per kilogram now, as he watches Loke just walk away. I think Webb might have gone full nuclear at this point. Might not have anything left. Gurney gets with Loke now, and if we got 2 innovation boys out the front, it is going to be Innovation Duo absolutely dominating this race. Might want to update the reaction polls, actually. I'm going to update this really quick, as I don't think BRT are any longer involved in the front group. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a KISS Racing team to our reaction polls here. So KISS Racing team, okay, if you think amongst these riders, Innovation's off the front here, things have been completely blown apart. KRT is in there. Vision Cycling's still there with Webb, but we've also got Innovation with a whole lot of boys in and amongst the riders right now. So let us know over at the Facebook, with Zwift Facebook right now, what you think is going to happen here. We've got another vote for KISS Racing Team, it looks like. One away from Vision Cycling there with the laughing. And I think that actually swapped over probably with the vote there. Innovation just grabbed another one, though, so we'll have to see what's going to happen. Innovation continues to attack. They have 2 seconds at this point. We're looking at C. Loke there, hammering away. They've got no draft on them. Gavin and Loke off the front now. Gavin now kicking into 171 beats per minute. 1 second to Cartwright. Cartwright now fading a little bit. It looks like he's with Webb, though, and they've brought it all back together. Allenby here now, 2 seconds back. We may have an unattached rider who wins this thing. We'll have to see. Another vote for Vision. It keeps on moving around there, it looks like, for one of the viewers. Now we've got 4 for Innovation, so the votes are coming in. Who do you think is going to win? Let us know over at the Facebook. Good to see you there, Fear of the Shadows. How are you doing? If you're unfamiliar with this, hi, Harry. My name is definitely not Harry. It's Nathan Guerra. It's right there at the bottom as well as the top of the screen there, buddy. T Cartwright now coming through, 8.2 watts per kilogram. And they're going to have 1 lap to go after this next time up and over the top of the race of the KOM here. So, Tim Cartwright, if you're unfamiliar with what CVR is, that's another thing that's been going on. The Cyclogent Virtual Racing World Cup recently happened over in London. Kim Cartwright was a part of that. It was a sport and esport event where the riders all got into arena and had a battle, 10 riders all against each other. But it was actually a 5v5 teams, UK versus the world. Tim Cartwright won it for the UK, actually, with a solo TT away from the rest of the riders. And we're talking about an international field of some crazy, crazy strong riders. So definitely one to be watching out for after that real world performance we saw from Mr. Cartwright. Gavin Richardson was also there as well. Watch out for him. Loke is there hanging in, grabbing that orange jersey, actually. In this race. Some of you might be wondering what's going on with the jersey here and this leaderboard on the left-hand side. That is actually not the leaderboard for the race. That is the leaderboard for the jerseys that are awarded in game every hour. So every hour, excuse me, not every hour, but you can hold them for 1 hour. So if you go out and you do 1 lap all out on course, you grab the orange jersey if you have the fastest time amongst everyone in your event, or in the open world, if you have the fastest time amongst everyone out on Zwift, you can grab that orange jersey, as well as be a part of the leaderboard. As you can see here, it's a very long leaderboard, 38 people in this event, but it's a huge leaderboard when you are out in the open world with over 1,000 to 2,000 people out there riding out on course. There's also a sprint jersey, fastest sprint there going to Webb there at 11:71. There's also a KOM jersey that they do grab as a part of this event or out in the open world. 3:36, the fastest time, and currently held down by Metzlick there. So solid effort to them as well. So we are seeing Fall Factor with a little bit of chatter there around calibration issues. Always an interesting thing to be chatting about. It is definitely all about Cycling Made Social getting an amazing workout, as well as the verification that ZADA, actually, the Zwift Anti-Doping Association, has been involved with getting everybody's calibration as close to perfection as they possibly can. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit off here and there still, but there is, by 1 or 2%, maybe 3% if you're ZADA approved, but ZADA Approval does a very good job of showing people showing people out there in the world spectating, or people who are part of the race, that they can trust a rider's setup, because those riders who are ZADA approved, they sent in strain gauge power meter data to show that they have the same power curve in game as they have in real life with a strain gauge power meter. So if you want to see who's ZADA approved, head on over to zwiftpower.com and you can actually look at their profiles on the race right now and see all of those who do have that badge. So that's one way that they're going about figuring out what's happening at the front end of these super strongman, stupid, crazy strongman races. All right, now we do have a couple more votes, it looks like, coming in through the reaction poll. KISS Racing Team's got 4, Vision Cycling with only 2, Innovation now with 5 votes at this point. So it looks like Innovation might be grabbing the most popularity contest out on course here, especially, I think, with Gurney and Loke hanging out amongst these boys. They got 3 in this league group right now, maybe the favorites now to take the W with their last time through the Essies right now. as things have calmed down just a little bit here out on course, definitely something we want to chat about is what is Zwift. I know there's a lot of new viewers hanging out over at the broadcast over at Mixer, and Zwift here is a massive multiplayer online game here. As you can see here, this is the Watopia. Nice little promo video here that'll show you a little idea of what these riders are doing. So you jump on a trainer, hook up a power source or a speed sensor, and you are able then to ride in a social environment online from the comforts of your home here. So the gradients are all shown, as you can see there in the video to you, as well as the upper right hand corner, as you can see in the live racing feed there. That is the metrics that they're showing off for you. The whole idea here in this video is pretty cool. These three start kind of racing each other. E. Jones just gave him Eric Min a ride on as they kind of started to ride together, it looks like there, and then they start battling it out later in this ride out on the King of the Mountain. They also have workout mode being shown off there. As you can see, that is something that changes actually when you enter workout mode. You have a different user interface, and you get all those metrics that you just saw that rider have out on screen. Now it looks like Eric Min there going for the KOM. She's like, all right, I'm up for the challenge, and they start battling it out to the top. I'm pretty sure she whoops Eric to the top of the climb in the video. So there's a little idea of what Zwift is. Gives you an idea of how the setups go. If you want to check out Zwift, head on over to Zwift.com, and you can get a free download as well as see all of the different ways that that you can set up the game with your bike at home. There is a get started, I believe, tab over there, so definitely want to check that out in order to figure out what your setups can be. Cartwright here now, not trying to let it come down to a sprint finish or even the final climb. He attacked through the Essies here. Does look like the Innovation Boy just locked onto his wheel, and as you can see, the draft really working out for him here at 8.4 watts per kilogram. Innovation, they're trying to grab onto the wheel. He's doing such a good job of just locking onto that draft and not having to use too much effort. 8 watts per kilogram from Cartwright. He really tried there and was unable to break Gavin, as Gavin only had to put out 5 to 6 watts per kilogram to sit on his wheel momentarily there. The efforts are huge though. 168 beats per minute here coming from Gavin. This is definitely not a walk in the park, but at the same time, nobody's going anywhere. Cartwright's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him at this point, it looks like. Allenby's still there. Webb, though, is gone. Unexpected. Looks like Vision is out of this one today. So maybe change up your reaction polls, as at this point, it looks like it's Cartwright v Innovation. 2v1 at this point, and Cartwright kicks it again, as you can see here. Kiss Racing Team, can he make it happen here? 1v2 up and over the top of this next climb. Allenby's keeping them within his sights, though. Very interesting to see. 5.0 watts per kilogram. They're coming from Allenby now with this last climb coming up, but I don't think he's going to see the front end of the race again, as these three boys are just walking away now at this point. So who's it going to be? Let's hear your predictions. Social media over there, tweet at us. Is it going to be Innovation? Is it going to be Cartwright? Who is it going to be in Innovation? Loke, or is it going to be Gavin Richardson? I'm predicting Loke if it's Innovation, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to break Cartwright, one of the strongest riders by far out on Zwift. I think we're going to see a massive attack there coming from Cartwright at one point. So we'll have to see, though, what it comes down to. Let us know what your predictions are over at the Facebook as well. I'm trying to see here. It looks like our social media integration is not updating for some reason, I have a feeling. I'm going to just double check the Facebook really quickly and see if we've got it does look like we're good to go over there. I'm just going to check the comments, make sure there's stuff coming through and I'm not missing anything. Oh, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of comments over there. Our social media integration is just not pushing through right now. Aaron Locke's saying these CVR guys couldn't close on CVR. Oh, boy, shots fired coming through. Here, Zaza, what happened, Zaza? I saw you out in the race. And I do see you cheering on Innovation, though, that's for sure. We've got another vote coming through for the KISS Racing Team as well. Good to see all you guys hanging out over at the broadcast right now. I do have your comments up and running right now. For some reason, our social media was not treating us too well just a moment ago. I'm going to just double check it really quickly here. All right, now we've got it. I've got it. We didn't update a little something there. That's all on Nathan. Nathan has fixed it. And we are going to be bringing, Drew Christensen says, did Tim Cartwright put on weight? Why do you think Tim put on weight? What? I don't know, man. He's going pretty fast right now. Are you thinking just because he hasn't just walked away from these boys at this point? You're hilarious there. I absolutely love the comment. And Zahir saying, must be pizza. Good job, Zagabor isn't riding. He destroyed the field, even Appleby is saying. So now 8.1 watts per kilogram coming from Gavin, though. Now Cartwright throwing down. Where is the feather power up? There it is from Loke now throwing down with that orange jersey. This is the last time over to the top of the reverse Watopia climb. Will Innovation be able to break the juggernaut who is Cartwright? But it looks like he's a man of steel so far at this point. Unchinked armor, and actually he's countering immediately with 9 watts per kilogram to give. Innovation there caught off guard. The gap has gone out immediately to 2 seconds, though. It doesn't look like he's going to be seen again, as he's got a solid TT effort to the finish. I think we'll have to see. It's out to 4 seconds. Loke is broken. It's going to be up to Richardson to close this down. 6.3 watts per kilogram. He's throwing down a drafting power up, but there's nobody to draft off at this point. 3 seconds. Cartwright fades, though, down to 2.8. He's going to have to rest, and Gavin, steady Eddie here. 174 beats per minute right now, 370 watts. Can he close it down to the KRT boy at this point? I have a feeling those reaction polls are going to start changing up as we see KISS Racing Team off the front here. Innovation, though, with 7 votes. Will they close it down? Will they get together and make this happen? But it's all uphill at this point pretty much until over the KOM. Will they be able to take turns and bring this back together? There is definitely some drafting, though, in this game here. I mean, on this climb right now that can work in their favor, but they're going to have to work together at 6+ watts per kilogram that they probably just don't have. 173. Gavin's maxed out, I believe, at this point. I'm going to just make a double check here really quickly. Over at ZwiftPower.com, what kind of heart rate that these boys max out at? We're looking at Gavin Richardson. He's got 171 going right now. If I open up his tab over at ZwiftPower.com, there's a full list of races, 120 races out on Zwift. He maxes out, it looks like 180, 178 or so. He's only got a few beats to work with right now. He's definitely up into a VO2 max, what you can handle for just like 3 to 5 minutes tops. He's already put out 3 or 4 efforts like this already. It's probably all what he can handle for a minute at this point. And he's just turning himself inside out now to work with Loke to bring Cartwright back into the fold. Cartwright now fading, though, a little bit. Now down to 5.9 watts per kilogram. Cartwright up into 184. I know Tim Cartwright does not beat very high for a heart rate. He's got to be almost at his max at this point. I'm looking at his past results. We're seeing a 191, 190, 192, maybe max. He's already up into 184 for a moment there. He's only got a few beats to work with here. Cartwright, he's got 2 seconds. Can he break the Innovation boys? It might come on to a sprint finish, though, if they can close this down. Innovation still chasing down the juggernaut Cartwright. Cartwright now fading again. He's playing it really smart, actually, at this point, as he fades a little bit there for a little while, allows the wattage to come down at the points where he has speed, and then kicks again to open up the gap continually over and over again. One last little kick over this 2-3% gradient toward the KOM now, and it's going to be all about holding this gap. It's only 2 seconds, though. Innovation here, still 26 miles per hour. We do see 30 miles per hour, though, coming from Cartwright. It's going to be about continuance on this downhill, though. If he fades, they may be able to close it down still. Only 4 seconds between Cartwright and Loke and Richardson. 2v1 now. KRT versus Innovation out on course. Nascimento now getting involved from the B-race. Cartwright kicks it up. Uh-oh. A lapped rider, boys and girls, making his way into the race here. Nascimento from PTZ now causing some mayhem at the front end of this race, boys and girls. Innovation trying to chase it down. Here comes Richardson with that drafting power-up. Used it one more time, I think, to go by Loke. Loke is off the back now. Richardson's going to have to close it down by himself. Being a more of a tri-athlete, I know he races a lot of tries. I'm not sure he's going to have the kick to close it down, but maybe just the consistency, the relentlessness from Gavin Richardson to try and bring back Cartwright now at this point. Cartwright still with an aero power-up. That might be the nail in the coffin now at this point. Here comes Nascimento again, battling it out. He's not even a part of the race. PTZ now, Innovation, Cartwright's there as well. What's going to happen? Richardson now, 4 seconds. He's going to be holding down second. Cartwright had the aero power up. It's good game at this point, according to this caster, with 7 watts per kilogram. It's going out. Cartwright all day long. KISS Racing Team, hit those hearts, boys and girls, because that's who has taken the W here today. Man, how many races has this guy won? That's the question. He's done 181 races out on Zwift, and I see a whole lot of gold. One last kick to the line, and it will be KISS Racing Team for the W with Tim Cartwright. Then we do have Gavin Richardson, solid effort for second place today, followed very closely by his teammate C. Loke. They work together really well there. But it will be Loke across the line for third place. Then a little ways back there, we do have a battle now. It looks like between nobody, actually Gurney there setting down for fourth. As we move our way back here, let's see what's happening. We've got a lot of lapped riders, actually, a part of the C category, and that's not good. All right, let's get back in with our other feed. Luckily, we've got this other feed here with Turbon and the rest of the B riders on another computer here. I'll see if I can get out of those pens. I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to just move our way forward in the A race over with these boys over here. Chandler now mixed in with some of these B boys, actually. Let's go ahead and see what's happening at the front end of the B, actually. I think that it's been a solid group, actually, as it's all come back together. S-Box here with a little bit of attack, with the final attack, I think, up and over the top of the climb here. Let's just double check who is the current leader. I'm saying Jay Rich. Yeah, Jay Rich. So this is actually the main group. Jay Rich, according to ZwiftPower.com, was amongst the front runners. They were caught by a large group, it looks like, here out on course. So it's anyone's game at this point amongst this B group now, as we do have Box here right along with Rigdevald coming out of Norway there, making his way to the front on that Tron bike. Solid efforts here all around now, as we're seeing Rigdevald now leading it out. Got a 1 second gap or so from Innovation. Innovation just dominating this KISS race today in all the categories, as they're making their way up and over the top of the reverse Watopia climb for their final time today. Solid efforts here from them. You are seeing Rogers coming through. It's looking through here and seeing a couple more questions over at the mixer. I don't want to miss any of them. A couple questions there coming through about the Neo, as well as looks like a lot of questions about setup over there. Kyle Mack is saying, I wish there was a way to fly around in Zwift like you sometimes see devs do with an Xbox controller with some videos. There, I actually saw those Xbox controllers as well. Pretty cool. Very, very cool setup that they have over there to be able to fly around for sure. We are seeing some comments there about Tim. Yes, he is a crazy, crazy fast racer for sure. Definitely. So Tim Cartwright taking the W there for the KRT team. Has some solid results in real life, that is for sure. Coming through for our social media integration, I'm just going to double check what's happening here with that. Thanks, Nathan Garza here saying sweet tactics innovation. Adam Webb says laptop froze, go Tim. I was wondering what happened with Adam. Too bad to hear that about the laptop, buddy. But good job out there today. Solid effort. Hopefully you can jump back into another race in just a moment. We're going to finish up with the B category here. S-Box right along with, it looks like, Rigdevald and another innovation boy, Hinton, now off the front. 3 off the front, 10 seconds back to the Bacon, as well as Rich and Taj. 2 seconds back from him. Wood is there, as well as White. Not sure they're going to see the front end of this race again. Box there, 5.4 watts per kilogram, 336 watts or so. Hinton now just hanging onto that wheel right along with Rigdevald. They're going to see if they can play their cards correctly and sit on Box's wheel. This is a really smart move from these riders now, it looks like, to just get the draft. They've got 2 riders. They've got the gap. They don't got to worry about it. Just let Box do the work. And as he's just going to be concerned about keeping those other riders off of his wheel. But I think that Hinton and Rigdevald, they know that they probably have this one most likely in the bag and don't have to worry about getting caught too much, as they can rest up and throw down as they would like. Hinton raced this morning in Kiss Down Under. I remember that now, Kyle. Thanks for the comment there. And what an amazing effort there from Hinton, racing in the Kiss Down Under as well as this one, throwing down double headers here today. Solid efforts there all around. Innovation super popular today. Looks like you guys got a tie here. We're gonna have my feed from the it's not live racing over there. That's actually just my avatar hanging out in the A race. We got stuck over at the pens. But Innovation popular today, but you tied with Kiss Racing Team for the win on the reaction polls. Vision way behind after Webb got logged out, it looks like, today. So all right, looking through here, we do have, it looks like, up toward the front, though, Innovation now giving it a little bit of a kick, taking some of the brunt of the work. Ridderwald box now going to be a 3-up sprint for the win today in this B category. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything coming through on the Twitter. Innovation B can sprint, Kyle's letting me know. How do you get Zada approved? Usually you have to be over 5 watts per kilogram. Also, I think they do allow pros who just don't want to have any kind of odd looks at them get Zada approved as well. Head on over to Zwiftpower.com, look for a contact with those guys. There's a whole group of guys that do run the Zada approval. They don't usually Zada approve for B, C, or D categories. It's only for those who are putting out 5.0 watts per kilogram or higher, or right around there, because that's really the edge at where it's like, look, man, you don't have a pro contract. You've never raced at a Cat 1 elite level. Who are you? What's going on here? Because it's a very small percentage of the world out there that trains enough, as well as has the DNA ability to hit 5 watts per kilogram for a functional threshold power. So looking through here now, we are seeing it's going to be Hinton taking up the lead now. Actually just saying, I got an aero power up. I'm just going to smash the pedals now and see if I can get a gap and get away. But we are seeing another rider from the A category getting in the mix here. Looks like Hinton is going to have the kick, though, to make this happen. The A category rider with that feather power up, though, more watts per kilogram, not really going to matter, though, for this race, as it's going to be Hinton followed by Ridderwald. As you said, the Innovation Boys can sprint, and then it will be box for third out there today. It will take some time before I do 5 watts per kilogram. Sounds good, Tom Bovary. But let's get you there, man. Keep on working it and make it happen for sure. All right, so that was the KISS race out on Zwift A and B category. Let's take a quick look at the results over at zwiftpower.com. And looks like we've got Tim Cartwright for the win with a solid 4.7 watts per kilogram for the duration of the race. 48.33 finished in, followed by Gavin Richardson with a 4.6, finished in 1 second behind, and then 2 seconds behind the winner would be Chris Loke, also from Innovation Cycling. Solid ride for him with a 4.7 watts per kilogram. Ed Gurney with 5.2. Whoo! Absolutely burning and rubber here, man. That's pretty insane. That's going to need a Zada approval, though, with that 5.2, but solid effort there, Ed. Let's go ahead and double check and make sure Ed, maybe he does have a Zada approval. I'm not seeing one, so he's going to get tagged, it looks like, with a 5.2 watts per kilogram, and will need to make sure to send some files in. We are also seeing, it looks like, in the B category then. Quick shout out to Gavin Arbor. Nice job. Go get some cakes there. After the 6th place there out there today with a 4.4 watts per kilogram. Nice job to the Regent Park Rulers boy. Good to see that in the name. Shout out to the Regent Park boys. 5 a.m. ruining themselves, ending themselves out on the Regent Park loop there. I've been chatting with those boys quite a bit in Iceland. All right, so now we are seeing Hinton there. Solid effort from him. 4.1 watts per kilogram. Hinton, sorry, buddy. It's time for that upgrade. And now we've got Ridderwald, though, holds it down. 3.9 watts per kilogram. Followed by Stuart Box, also 4.2. Solid, dude. Very solid. Grab that upgrade. John Rich, man, I saw you race this morning too. Get that upgrade, buddy. 4.1 watts per kilogram. Whew. Solid efforts all around. All right, we've got a couple of promos we want to go through here for some group rides that are really awesome that you definitely want to check out. If you want to get your group ride into some of our broadcasts as well for us to shout out about it, make sure to let us know, and we'll try and get a video made for it. If it's got if you've got some video like this, it would be helpful as well. Also, a description of what it's all about is very, very helpful when you send it our way. We'll try and make some cool vids of your group ride out on Zwift. And this is the pack ride. It's happening every Tuesday and Saturday. 7 p.m. BST, 4 p.m. BST. The pack ride is a very solid ride. It sticks together, it looks like, out on course. All about bettering each other through the power of bicycles. And it doesn't look like a whole lot of sprinting happening out there. Definitely all about sticking together. Then there is the World Bicycle Relief. That team puts on a lot of rides every single day. You can hit a WBR ride like almost any time of day, on the hour, every hour almost, as well as races. So definitely jump into the events tab over on Zwift.com or into your Zwift mobile link that is on your phone, and you are able to see all of the upcoming rides and races with the WBR. There's also the Aussie Hump Day ride. Sorry, we got a black screen there for a second. Largest ride out on Zwift by far. 400 riders, always presented by Giant. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. AEST, and the ladies ride 7:10 p.m. AEST. Aussie Hump Day ride, definitely something to be checking out if you want to be a part of one of the largest group rides out on Zwift. Of course, there is the ECRIT series that is going on right now with Jasper. 7 p.m. AEST and 7 p.m. AWST. That's him and Wes there, Salzberger, commentating on the racing that's going on, and they're giving away some spots to some live racing at the end of the ECRIT series. Want to get involved in some awesome high-end racing, and you're from the land down under and looking to compete in a series of races where they are scored depending on how you place. First through 20 all get points in the series, so definitely check that out. And then, of course, there is the Zwift Academy. That is registration for Zwift Academy has opened up, academy.zwift.com. Head on over there, and here is the info about how Zwift Academy played out last year, as well as some information about what Zwift Academy is all about, of getting more women into the world of Zwift cycling and bettering themselves through the Zwift Academy, as well as giving away a pro contract at the end of the year for the Canyon SRAM team, one that Leah Thorvaldson is enjoying right now.
Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldson of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard. Come on, you can do it, you know, just do your best. Because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.
Turn on the mic, Nathan. What are you doing there, hey? So that's the Zwift Academy, boys and girls. Great promo there by Zwift. And make sure if you're looking to get involved, sign up academy.zwift.com is where you can find that for details. Registration is open. It's going to be starting up coming into the fall here, the official competition time for that. But there is some workouts. I believe still some ZA workouts that are available still from last year as well. You also get some cool in-game kit too. If you do complete the Zwift Academy, you will see women riding around in that kit actually from completing the Academy last year. Very cool setup from Zwift for that. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. As always, great job to all the riders. Our schedule is on ZwiftCommunityLive.com. You can go ahead on over there and see our schedule. We are always live on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, as well as Facebook. We're not always live on Zwift's Facebook. We do have a Facebook of our own, Zwift Community Live is the tag for that over on Facebook. Make sure to follow us over there or at any of your preferred streaming platforms to get direct emails about whenever we go live. If you follow us on Mixer or on Twitch, you will get those actually. So if you're really interested in seeing all the things that Zwift Community Live is up to, that is the place to do so. Again, good job to all the racers. And as always, everybody, ride on.